Hello and welcome back. I am actually doing another video now for the first time in 1,000 years, and for this one I don't have a script, so I'm just gonna watch the footage as I prepared it and commentate over it, and hopefully I can line it up right. Okay, I'm turning it on. We're starting with me doing thumbnails like I always do. I just do black rectangles, and then I usually do 4 of them, and then I fill them in with some colors I like. Just whatever I can think of that I think would make a neat composition. I usually have references up for this because I don't think it looks super good without references. Look at me, I'm doing the first one. With this piece I ended up going with the first one because the other ones were not very good, though I did hear that some people liked the second one, which is fair. I was told I could do another one with the second one, and I was like, you're probably right about that, but I'm not gonna. So I did not. So I'm just watching just to finish the second one. Yeah, that looks pretty neat. For this third one, I do not remember what I did. Starting with mountains, I see. Bold move. I think... Oh, I was referencing a different piece of art I made for this one, which was one of the pieces I made for... What was it called? It was, Discord sound. It was for... God damn it, I can't remember what it was called. Oh, the Journey Home. It was for the Journey Home, and I was referencing that for the third one. And then I just went with the first one, obviously, and I apparently did the color thumbnails off stream, though I don't remember doing that, so I just couldn't find the footage for it. So here we have the thumbnail, and I'm looking at it for a long time, and here we go. I started with Scruff, which I do a lot in this for some reason. The next one I'm gonna make, or the next video I'm gonna release, I also start with Scruff because it was the 2 pieces for her, the fall and winter ones. Actually, as I'm recording this, I'm doing the spring one, which is very difficult, so that's fun. And I'm just going through and doing Scruff silhouette. I'm gonna pull up the notes for what I had for this video to explain. Oh yeah, so earlier you saw me doing the colors on top of the thumbnail. The way I do that is I just take a layer and I do a clipping mask on it, and that's the one that you start with, like that has your values on it. I do clipping mask on it, and then I turn the layer that is the clipping mask into an overlay layer, and then I just put all the colors I like on it. Sometimes I do a soft light layer too, but generally with this, an overlay layer works best. That's how I do that. And so you can see for this entire piece, I'm pretty much just using the same brush the whole time. And that's because I just really like this brush. I've been using this brush constantly for like a year and a half now, and I can't get enough of it, quite frankly. And I don't think I ever will. I found it at some point. I think the first thing I ever did of it was this portrait of Shay, which is one of my characters in case you didn't know. And I did that portrait of him and with this brush, and it was like the first thing I ever did with it, and I was like, this is the perfect brush, I'm going to use this every day until I die. And then I did. And I don't think I used the color changing brush much in this. There's going to be an upcoming video where it's just literally this same brush, but it changes colors constantly, so you're going to get to see that. I'm doing Scruff right now. Oh, she's so pretty. I've designed the perfect character. Drawing Scruff is a lot easier than drawing a human being. I don't know why, I just find drawing animals so much more pleasant. I think this is around the end of the first day of me doing this. It looks like dog shit at the end of the first day. It took like 3 days, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it took like 3 days, and I was looking at this after I finished it the day one, and I was just like, I don't know about this one, lads. Oh, and now I'm using my textured brush, actually, which is the same brush texture as I'm doing with the rest of it, just spaced out farther. Like in the brush settings, it lets you space things out, and I was like, okay, I'll space them out then. And I did. And you're going to see me horizontally flipping. I just did it. I'm horizontally flipping, and I actually end up going with the horizontally flipped version. And I do this to make sure that the balance of things doesn't feel wrong. I tend to draw things like leaning slightly to either direction if I never flip them. So I have to flip it to make sure that it doesn't look wrong, and I'm just not like realizing it because I'm too dumb. And I've had at least two pieces where when I flipped them, I was like, this actually looks better in the flipped version, so I'm just gonna keep it this way. So it's good to always be just trying new things with these things. Alright, what do I have next? I have color shifting in the foreground. When do I do that? I do that in a minute and a half. Looking at my notes. Process of shading, hue shifting. Oh yeah, so you'll notice when I'm doing these trees, I'm taking a much warmer color than the trees themselves to do them. I'm taking something that's actually a red, I believe. I'm just fully starting with orange or yellow or a yellowish green and going straight to red. And that's because, like, if you end up with, if you go straight, like, down on the color wheel, like from orange and you just drag it down towards black, you're going to end up with something that looks flat and kind of unpleasant. So I think it's best to shift it either cooler or warmer, depending on your liking. And you'll end up with something that looks a bit nicer because it feels a bit more real. Like in real life, if you take a picture of something, it doesn't go straight from like the color it starts with and then you look at the shadow and it's just a darker version of the color it starts with. Or if it does, it looks different in real life because there's a lot of other stuff going on in real life. But when you're drawing, you have to make something look more than real and better than real sometimes. So that's why I do that. It's weird because I have a note here for something that doesn't actually happen in this. So I don't know why this note is for this one. I'm pretty sure this happens in the next one though. Oh wait, am I looking at the wrong notes? No, I'm looking at the right notes. That's funny. Okay. I don't have any other notes for anything, so that's neat. You can see right now, I'm trying to get the colors. No, that's not what I'm doing. Going through and getting all them trees. I think the trees look pretty good at this point, actually. You can see that the amount of detail I'm putting into the trees goes down a lot as you get farther away from the camera. Camera in quotation marks. And that's because in real life you can't see all the details of things that are far away, so if you equally detail something in a drawing, no matter how far back it is, it's gonna look like wrong because that's not how real life works. And even if it was how real life works, it still wouldn't look very good because drawings aren't real life, they're drawings. So you have to make them look better than real life, as I said. So you don't see me going in and trying to make all the mountains look exactly hyper real when they're, miles away from the camera. There's no point. And here, I'm really struggling with the colors I picked for this front area. They look too green and red and brown to me right now. So you're going to see me struggling with those a lot. I don't know when I do that. Oh, now they look too... yeah. I don't even know if I ended up picking colors that I liked, which is kind of funny. Alright, so you can see I'm going in. I'm getting the boys, doing the trees. That's fun. With the trees, I did not detail them a lot. I just picked literally two colors, and one of them's the shadow, and one of them's the light. I started with the shadow for this one, because it's pretty dark, but you can do either one you like. I gave them some foliage, which is just red, because it's fall, How long does this thing go on? It goes on for a while. Wait, what was that? Color shifting stuff in the foreground. Oh, that was what I was just doing, like, on the ground. I didn't like the colors, so I just took a layer and put a different color on it and clipping masked it onto it to try to make it look better. If that doesn't make sense to you, I'm sorry. I don't know if anybody's gonna watch this, so I don't know if it matters if anything I say makes sense. Look at them go. I say, referring to my self-drawing. So you can see I'm going back in to do Scruff here because she looks a little weird and flat. I don't know if she looks much better by the end of this. This one, I literally just wanted to do it as quickly as possible. You can see I was looking at the old version and being like, oh, did I fix it? I think I did fix it. It definitely looks better. I think I'm getting pretty close to the end of it here. I think this is day 3, 4 of rendering. I really wanted to do this one quickly so that I could actually try hard on the winter piece, which is the next one I'm going to do a video on. I'm going to record the audio for it the second I'm done with this audio. So there's that. No, I might not do that because I want to just go through and add this audio onto the video. I'm literally just watching it in DaVinci Resolve as we speak. Or as I speak, rather. Ain't nobody speaking to me. Wow, look at me go. This is pretty cool. I struggled with this wolf in the foreground for so long, and I don't even like how he looked at the end. Wait, no. That's a female wolf. Sorry. Scruff's parents, I started out thinking that the one in the foreground was her father, but I realized that her mother is actually the one with dark fur, so I had to fix that. And by fix that, I mean think differently. Why am I just staring at this for so long? Did I, like, go and eat dinner or something like that? That's neat. Look at me go. Majestic! Oh, we're getting really close to the end of the video. How long do I stare at this for? Okay, look at me go. I'm gonna just finish that up and I add the contrast thing on. Every single time I finish a drawing, I add contrast onto it. It's just what I have to do. Every single time. Alright, we're getting pretty close to the end now. I'm just fixing a couple things that I don't like real quick. Adding some texture in the background, as you can see. Messing with it a little bit to make it look a little bit better. Adding a bit of detail. Oh, what was that? That was pretty wacky. And I had this vignette around the sides, which I only put on once it's done. Add a bit of a vignette on Scruff. I love a good vignette, by the way. Alright, I think it's done. It's done. Let's go. Woo! So that's what it looks like at the end. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a good one. I'm going to record the audio for the next thing. Bye-bye!